It's 2023. This is the first podcast of the year. And you know what? I bring this up often, and Lynch mentioned it earlier. And the truth is, right here, right now. Think about it. Would you have it any other way? Right here, right now. When else would you be? Where else would you be? For me, right here, right now is 2023 in Canada. I'm so happy. I mean, even when I'm not happy, I should be happy, because right here, right now, 2023, imagine it was 1923 Canada. Like, what am I doing? You know, like, what am I beating off to? Seriously, on in a simple thought of it all. But here I have so much available at my fingertips. There's too much to consume, too much content to consume. Even being this age now, the kids, imagine you were 7 years old now, you growing up all f***ed up, right? I'm very happy with where I was given and when I was given. Imagine it was the war. Imagine your ass was getting sent to war. No, we're not. We're getting high and we're playing Call of Duty. That's a big difference. Getting high playing Call of Duty versus being on meth in a trench in World War II. It could have been that, buddy. Or even here at another time. Or even this time somewhere else. Imagine it was you. Lynch brought it up, working in the mines. Imagine you working in the mines right now. The black lung. But you're not. You're listening to the podcast, you know? And I know even there could be so many things going wrong. Maybe you're not 100% healthy. Maybe everything isn't perfect, but you have to stop and appreciate the things that are pretty good. There are some things that are making your life easier. Everything f***ed up about your life could still exist if you were born in Poland, 1941. I don't know, just a random place and year, you know? So I want to say, I think 2023, we should be a little bit more appreciative. I'm going to be more patient with my fellow brothers and sisters. And yeah. Also, you should eat better, read more books, go on more walks. New Year's resolution, don't even fucking stress about that nonsense. I always started my New Year's resolution like 6 days before. Get an early jump on that bitch. So then when I got my New Year's resolution 3 days in, I'm like, yeah, I bought myself some time. But 2023, first podcast of the year. I'm here with Big Lynch. I'm here with Donny Duckets. Let's get it.
Yep.
Yeah.
2023.
Motivated.
It's really weird to say the word.
It is.
2023. It's just weird to me. I don't know.
Bro, we watched movies like Running Man where they're like, the year is 2023.
I know, it's crazy.
Where they're like, the year is 2011.
Yeah.
What
The president is black.
I gotta say, I had a good 2022 though.
Wait, no, that
Personally.
happened.
Oh yeah, I had a great 2022. I'm very happy with my 2022. You know,
You
my
became a dad.
highs were better than my lows ultimately. So
You became a dad.
I became a dad. Yes, highly recommend it. Very good. And you mentioned something about the 1920s. We would not be doing this. You and me would be hanging out with our children and our wives, having like a discussion about. I don't know. Not even. I don't even
We're
know
not
what
having
we're doing.
discussions with our wives. We're in
There's
a
a fire
candlelit
burning.
room drinking
Yeah, that's
scotch.
true, yeah. No, you and I are having a discussion while
We'd be sitting around talking about how color TV ain't all it's cracked up to be.
No, it's the 20s. We're not even like, we're like,
Yeah, what do we
what's
got,
on the
radio?
radio, bro?
That we
Put
get,
on channel 1 or 2 on the radio.
and we care a lot about baseball or like
There was
something like that.
when was color TV?
like
I actually do not have the answer to this.
60s, 50s.
Yeah,
No way.
1923 seems a little early.
Yeah, you
Maybe
may have
it's
gotten colored
maybe it's early
movies.
for color.
You know, you may have gotten colored movies shortly from here, but colored TVs, that's a while.
So, you know, you say you start 6 days early. I actually have a theory you should start in February.
Oh,
because-
wait a bit longer.
Wait, because you're having a good time. Because let the good times roll. You got the holidays, you get through it. Everyone's f***ing around January 1st. Everyone's at the gym. It's packed. You wait 30 more days, and like
Yo.
you said, 3 days in, people are f***ing up.
The gym? You don't go to the gym between January and March, okay? You wait for that to thin out, get yourself
No, even
a
February
fucking
thins
jump
out.
rope, get
February
yourself
thins
a
out.
pull-up bar, and just chill for 8 weeks.
No. You show up earlier than your New Year's resolution. You stake a fucking claim in the gym. You have your confidence built up. So once people start showing up all fucking slack-jawed on January 1st, you hit the ground running. You've been here already, bitch. This is your favorite machine. Like, you're good. Just go mutant hours. Go mutant hours. Go to, if you stay up till 1 a.m., go at 11 p.m. if you have that type of gym. 24-hour gym is completely
You don't start
necessary.
January 1, like every time you've gone through, because you already beat, like this year, your New Year's resolution isn't, let me not be fat anymore, because you beat that game. So
this year's his New Year's resolution is, I hope I'm as chill as I was in October last year.
Yeah. Or I'm going to register my hands as lethal weapons.
That's the thing, is it's always like always a thought. Like, absolutely going into this new year, I'm like, oh yeah, I wanna be better, because there were times where I lacked discipline, and obviously I got results because I was forced to, but the lack of discipline is a constant battle, 100%.
Yeah,
and I could flip things so fast, like so fast. I could.
You don't think you've made it far? Like, you're pretty deep right now. Like, you got a lot of.
I've been here before.
That's true.
I've lost it and gained it before.
You do have something, though. You have something that you need to, I'm telling you what you need to do. You have something that I'm jealous of, in the sense that I'm back here, I don't know how many days later right now, but there's still a cherry blossom on the counter. Bro, I ate 2 in the filming of that video, and you have 1 on the counter almost a week later. That shit doesn't happen in my house. If
that cherry blossom was consumed. That's
was
an
it?
empty
I'm
box.
looking at an empty box.
I kept the box.
Ladies,
are you
and gentlemen,
choked right now because you wanted?
Yeah, he wanted that one.
But are you choked right now
it.
because you thought, like, I felt bad? I'm happy I didn't see you get up, walk over to the cherry blossom.
Oh no, because you thought my next thing was like, can I have it? No, I was gonna say you're kind of a beast for being able to not eat it, but you're actually just a fuck up like me. So fuck you and fuck everyone.
That cherry blossom, even when I did it, I was like, let's just get this thing out of here.
Yeah, that's
like,
how
I
am
ate
with
it for that. I wasn't like, I need this right now.
Dude, I will literally do that sometimes, where I'll buy, let's bring it back to the famous cookie talk, because we need to talk about cookies in every episode. Let's say I get a thing of cookies and I fuck up. I get home with them. I fuck up. I eat half the bag. And I'll be like, I'm not touching those for another month. I'll wake up the next day and be like, I don't want to fight with this bag for a month. What I'm going to do is I'm going to eat it so it's fucking gone. And that way I could spend a month cookie-free exercising. And so I eat the whole bag in 2 days and convince myself that it was like better this way.
I as well, if I acquire a bag, I am going to consume it all. I do not want to see it the next day.
Yeah, I don't want to.
So if I also, just like you, if I get a bag, we're doing it all right now.
Yeah, that's
shout out to Amir.
Classic
bag behavior.
Yeah, classic bag behavior. It's funny you mentioned empty box. This is one thing that I do that's very mean spirited, is we buy something and you don't always throw the empty packaging out. You kind of leave it in the pantry or in the area it is.
All the little mental.
My wife or someone come in, they roll up.
I do this too, because it's like you didn't finish it.
Yeah, no, you didn't finish it. It still lives there. It's like crumbs, a bag of chips with like 2 chips in it or something like that. We talk about the ice cream.
No one's gonna be like, who finished the Oreos?
No.
Yeah. Or you'll be like, oh, there wasn't one. I thought there was one in there. I didn't have that last one.
I know. Like quite possibly the worst trick you can play on your significant.
You're pulling like you're pulling the North Korea, like all the fake houses with the lights on, but it's all just a front. You're like, no, there's a bag in that pantry.
It exists.
Believe me. Yeah.
Show me. There's nothing in there.
It's
how mad would you be if you rolled up and you saw this bag in your pantry, and you go to open it and it's just like a crumb in there?
I've cursed myself.
Normal for that.
I've cursed myself for getting a bowl, putting cereal in it, opening up the fridge and being like, why wouldn't I check if there was milk first?
Fuck.
Oh,
and now I have a bowl with cereal in it, and I'm like,
I'm gonna eat it anyway.
Down for cereal because I can't have it now. So now I want the cereal more than ever.
It's like shitting when there's no toilet paper. How the fuck? It's like you always think it won't happen to you.
That's why you got to be dating someone so they can bring the toilet paper.
It is a good support system. You can get that. Yeah.
That's the
I,
team.
I,
Or
I
you
do one
stand
better.
up. You stand up with like your hips still hinged as if you were sitting.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
you don't
And
let
you're like
the cheeks
really leaning
close.
forward, and you got to kind of waddle walk so your cheeks aren't closed, rubbing
Yeah,
together
yeah.
or anything. You got to go get it yourself.
That's
Or
never a
you
good
do what I
experience.
did and you go on Amazon, you spend like $43. Shout out to Jeff Bezos. And you get yourself a little bidet.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's it. A bidet
Yeah,
is very
bidet's the move.
interesting.
We could do the bidet talk.
no, I've been looking into getting a bidet, but I really want to get I want the toilet.
You
I
want the
want a whole-
Japanese toilet. You
I
want
want
the
a
one that we
whole
have
ass
in
toilet.
Japan.
Yeah.
I went to Japan.
That's-
I didn't quite like the warm seat, but it was the most technology toilet I've ever seen in my life.
I never
You
had
learn-
anything in my ass. You guys know that, right? Well, if you don't, I'm telling you right now, I never had anything in my ass. I'm straight. Even if you are straight, you could still have a thing in your ass. Just
I
that's
thought you
not
had
the type
I
of
thought you had an
straight I am.
English cucumber up there when you were doing trend.
No, never. But I do want.
no,
like,
never. That was a Spanish cucumber.
I'm just saying, I'm getting a bidet. Some of these bidets, like the amount of money you spent, this thing better fuck my ass till I come.
That
You
is an
guys know
option.
I've never had anything in me, and I'm straight. But I'm just saying, if we're spending $4K on the toilet seat, it better tickle my balls and nuttin' me,
Nutting me.
nuttin' me.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
Do you agree?
I do.
I mean, I'd be more concerned about the temperature of the water personally. You know.
well, when you
that's what I'm
spend $4
thinking
grand, you could get the heated water to
I heard the water.
Well, you're saying your $45 one's a cold water system?
cold water, boy.
That's painful.
Cold water.
Yeah, but Donnie likes the outdoors. I feel like he likes like a cold water in the morning.
He's
Little
doing like cold
splash
therapy on his
hole to wake
asshole.
him up.
He's like, oh, I'm doing the Wim Hof method for my butthole.
It's
to see if it
definitely-
gets,
it's-
better in the cold weather.
It's Wim Hof adjacent. Look, I guess you kind of get used to it, but warm's
No,
better.
I need like a nice lukewarm, like as if I'm showering almost situation if I was going to do that.
Warm is
You
better.
want hot? You want hot?
No. Like I said, when we were in Japan and they had those hot seats, like I couldn't figure out the buttons on my fucking toilet when we were in Japan, and my seat was so hot that I'd be in the bathroom and be like, I don't want my ass to be hot right now. This is not something that I want. This is not comfortable for
I
me.
thought that maybe when you said you didn't like the warm seat is because it's evocative of kind of not being the first person on it. You know, like if you go to a
I'm
public,
uncomfortable.
Yeah, like you go to a public bathroom, you sit on the seat, and it's warm, and it's kind of a double-edged sword. It's like, well, warm is better than cold, but the fact that I know that this is someone else's ass heat is kind of grossing me out right now.
Yeah. And Harley knows my issues with like toilets in general because he's known to send me and his brother group texts of him just bare ass in his seat in like the airport or something, just to
Walmart.
give us like.
I'll be like in Walmart in Florida, and I'll send them a video of like my bare ass sitting down on the Walmart seat.
And he
I had
knows
this
that both of
conversation
us
with
are-
Donnie once because
so mad.
I was explaining to him that I've done that. I don't know if you remember this, Donnie, but then someone got sick from the water at the hospital using the toilet.
Yeah,
And
I don't remember who, but I know that that's a thing.
I remember who. It's just not important to say. But yeah, like, and then we had the conversation. You were like, yeah, hey, but you're sitting down at the airport at Walmart bare assing the toilet. You didn't think that the water could get you too. And I was like, no, I did not.
Yeah,
I did
so
not know
only
that I
do
could
you
get
have to
got
cover
by the
seat.
water at the fucking Walmart. But like, I would sooner sit bare ass on a seat at Walmart that I think was just cleaned before I would sit down or wash a seat. I mean, before I would sit down in a Walmart toilet with shit in it. Like if someone's shit is there and I see it, no shot, I'm going in.
Right.
I'll hold my shit. Like if I go in and someone's shit, I don't shit on another person's shit ever. I definitely don't piss on another
Well, if
person.
you've used an outhouse, you definitely have, but I guess that's different circumstances. So
Yeah, that's,
Yeah, I
that's
think
for
I've
times.
shat in an outhouse. I might say once just to be safe, but I really don't remember it. I'm pretty sure I've never shat in an outhouse.
I don't know how we got the shit, but
Yeah, we were talking about bidets.
I had said in 2023 that I was going to be more patient with people and stuff. So this is a little piece of 2022. And I was thinking about it also because like I had really stretched a bacon joke out for all these years. But man, Salt Bae is just bad vibes, eh? That like I could just imagine being at a party and this little gremlin comes up to you and like wants to have this moment with you, and he's just such a weird little clout goblin, and he's probably doesn't even speak any I'm pretty sure he doesn't speak any language. He doesn't know how to talk. And just watching him at the World Cup like tug on players and pull the trophy and all that shit, it was just, and be in every picture. Like, bro, you got a picture on the field, like that's huge. The players there, he literally has a picture with everyone.
Yeah, he went in Forrest Gumped it. He's like in every fucking historical photo.
Except we hate him.
I found it to be so entertaining and so cringe. I couldn't look away. It was just too much.
cringe is
it was
rare
too much
for
me to handle. Like, I went so deep as to see we talked about FIFA and their corruptness, and I was like, wow, I guess if you just give someone a golden tomahawk and cut it for them and feed them with a knife, you can also get down on the field and take pictures with all the players. And according to FIFA, the only people allowed to touch the actual World Cup, there are like rules to this, are like players and their families who have won, and like heads of state, like the president could roll up, the prime minister might have an opportunity to touch it, but everyone else, fuck off. Like, this is not your thing. You can enjoy us enjoying it. And is there anything worse than like some person who's, I don't think I think he's Turkish, not even Argentinian. He's just like rolling up, just...
He's not even Argentinian.
I mean, like, listen, if you're a celebrity in your home country and your country went, it's almost understandable. Like, imagine you're actually friends with all these people, and it's, I don't know, like something that even then, it's just the way he was grabbing Messi, the way he was like talking to people, and then he's doing the little Salt Bae move over. And I want to talk about that Salt Bae. I got
doing the salt move on the trophy was so ugly.
Bro, that Salt Bae move, it's not even chill. I don't want. Why do I need your hair? Why do I need the salt rolling through the hair, your arm hair,
it's
on its way down to my steak? It's the last fucking thing I need you to do. Honestly,
there's always somebody that comes up with some mediocre thing and stretches it too far. Like, you'd have some dude in high school that would make a joke that people overreacted to the first time. You know what?
I don't. Yeah.
I've got this guy I work with, and I think I fed the birds. I got this guy I work with that made a stupid quip once, a sort of pun. And I think I sometimes a stupid joke hits you in the right place. I must have reacted very favorably, because this guy hunts me down every day at the office and completely out of context just repeats the line, like the punchline, and waits for me to react. And it's gotten to the point where it's almost like a cat and mouse game where I'm trying to avoid him.
Do you still react? Are you still like, haha?
Like, literally like that.
So what is it about this guy that you're willing to laugh at it?
I actually like him. He's a relatively nice guy.
I think he's got the best. He's got that joke just killed, so he's just ready to bring it back every single time.
He's just ready to bring it back.
It's his bit. He's on tour right now with that joke, and it's going to last hopefully a little less than a year, but who knows?
I've been in a bad mood before. I've been kind of just not having it, and I'll have AirPods in, and I'll be doing something, and he sees me, and I see him, but I kind of pretend I'm not seeing him, and I hear him over my podcast or music or whatever. I'll hear him dropping that line, trying to get my attention with it. Trying to get me to look up.
Fucking dumbass.
And I pretend I don't hear it, and I just keep working.
Oh, that's so much worse. So I knew you were going to say that right away when you started to describe the situation, because I find myself in this situation all the time. Because like sometimes someone can say a thing that is so outlandishly not funny or not it, or just wasn't whatever, and I will laugh because I find my own entertainment regardless. Maybe your misstep in humor was entertaining enough for me, and you know what, I still award you the points. You created the moment. So there have been many scenarios where someone's like And I was like, shmoing. And I'm like, ha 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 ha. And then every single time, because I have people that this has been going on for 2 decades. There are people that if I see them from summer camp, they'll see me, he'll be like, yo, shmoing. And to this day, I will laugh. I'll be
They're
like,
remember when I dropped a plum
well, because it's
in
easy
1992?
It's easy for me, though, to laugh at the moment again and again. And no matter what I'm doing, if that person's approaching, I am going to be like, yes, do you have a shmoing for me? You know, you could also make it worse for them. And I am pretty good at this, too. I only hang myself up as being a specialist of the dumbest things. But if someone does have this moment with you, you can make it worse for them to engage you. They're fine with you when you have the headphones on. But if he comes over and he's like, I don't know what the line is. Let's say it's like, remember? Yeah, it's like he could come over and be like, yo, and you could look at him and you could be like, and when he does it, you're like, with him. Take it to the next level. It'll be such an eerie experience. Have him question if you're making fun of him, but don't make
I think
fun of
someone
him.
like that may not have the self-awareness to like interpret that scenario correctly.
Then you have
to do more.
That's why I'm a specialist.
Move.
But that's why I'm a specialist, though, because I could keep going with the stupidity of it. If in case they call my bluff and they're like shmoy, and now I'm in this scenario where I have a person and we're both like, hi, like together, and it's like a weird thing we do every day because I tried to take it out and he kept matching me. But yeah. But what were you gonna say? You said something about
it might be easier.
Method?
Yeah, like just guys, if you don't want anyone to defend you, just don't wear deodorant. Just don't.
Oh yeah.
Just roll around. That guy ain't coming to. You do it a couple times. He ain't coming by your section.
No, I'm coming by, and I'm like, here's a stick of deodorant.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to
give you
like
a serious talking to.
You got to go Hulk Hogan style. Rub hard-boiled eggs on your mustache.
Oh God.
That's
no, I'm thinking more. My reaction, I think, would be more like an Eric Andre at the table, kind of like laugh until I'm choking and puking and falling over and turning red. That's kind of like, I think, how I would approach it. Just laugh until I have a stroke, kind of thing, and make him wonder if I'm
push it
okay
to the like nth degree. Where
like start squeezing.
Guys like, okay, I guess this guy's over my joke now because he's laughed it all the way through and puked.
Piss yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. You probably be better at that than me. I'd just ignore the person probably. Eventually, I would run avoidance techniques at all costs to not have to listen. It's kind of like the slow. You say hi to some people over a period of time, and at first it's like a huge 5-minute conversation. It slowly degrades to like barely even a nod.
I had a weird thing once where I was at a party and this girl came, and I was like, "Oh, what's up?" And she was like, "Hi," and I was like, "How's it going?" And she was like, "Do I know you?" And I was like, "Yeah, we met at." And then I realized, this is just no, Jesus Christ.
You're like, I met you on Instagram, my For You page,
Fansly. No, I just realized that, she's just some chick that's been a girl at the time. This was going way back. A girl that I had just seen on Facebook so much in other people's photos and friends of friends and stuff like that. That I didn't realize that I actually didn't know her. I didn't know her. And I was like, oh, wait, we don't even fucking know each other.
That's rough.
I don't know what you did. I don't know what you did or said.
Yeah.
But it could not have been better than what my gut reaction would have been to be like, oh, I'm sorry. I unintentionally stalked you on social media once or twice. This is so crazy embarrassing for you. Because I know terrible things about you.
I'm actually not even representing it perfectly, because the even weirder thing is that she was like a doppelganger of a girl I did know. So I was having this moment where I was like, wait a minute, aren't you Sam? And she was like, no, I'm this. And I was like,
oh yeah, I would
fuck, you're the lookalike that I see on Facebook all the time that I don't actually know. So it wasn't as
Yeah,
bad, but
you
it
know
was
what?
still a weird moment.
Throwing in that extra variable would put me in the situation where so many sentences want to come out of my mouth at the same time that none of them come out. They
Yeah.
get jammed at the door. So I would have just be like,
I looked at your picture.
I'd be like,
I
I just walk away. I wanted to ask you something
That's
about-
the creepiest fucking. She's like, I don't know you, and you would just go
Exactly.
straight face and be like,
I would 100% be like, okay, turn around and leave. That would be
okay, no, Lynch used to kill it. He used to kill it back in the day. And oh, look at this boy, he's getting hot.
I don't know,
Okay.
I know where you're going with this. I don't even know what you're saying, but okay, continue.
You getting hot there?
yeah.
It's actually very hot in this room. Yeah.
Back in the day, I don't know if you remember,
neck.
Donnie. I don't know if you remember back in the day, Lynch used to be a hearthrob.
Yeah, I mean,
Did you ever have any firsthand experience going out with Lynch and the opposite sex in his heyday, like a 2021?
Lynch was jacked before it was cool, and
Yeah,
that
he was jacked at 16 in like
Yeah.
1998, which is very weird.
Like, I remember going to the gym at 19 years old and being the youngest person in there. Yeah, no, I don't have any actual experience with him being
Okay.
a heartthrob, but he was always a fucking sexy bean.
Lynch and Boss Man like would go to the club and like post up.
And pull.
Lynch would do this. He would like have his drink and he would point at a girl. And they'd be like, and he'd be like that and be like, and beckon them to come over, and they'd walk over like, what's up? What's this up? And then he'd make out with them. Do you know how many jokes I have to yell in a girl's ear and not have her like get a headache or have her eardrums vibrate too much to hear how hilarious I am and be nice to then maybe try and make out? Do you think me like all fucking tall and dumb looking at the back like it's already a comedy bit?
Yeah.
Like it's already hilarious. They're like, yo, that fucking
They're like, guys, Will Ferrell's calling me over.
exactly, yeah. Exactly. It's like Will Ferrell like Blades of Glory where he's like a sexual icon, but he's still like you're like, that's not real. This is a fucking big hairy mutant.
Yeah, it's funny you telling that story. That is, I can confirm that did used to happen back when I was not such an ogre. But
Now it only works on other guys.
yeah,
What was so jokes about that is now that I remember another piece. It was Halloween and you were wearing a black t-shirt and jeans, but you had a plastic dollar store firefighter hat on. And I remember sharing the story with another friend. I was like, yeah, Lynch had like this firefighter hat on at Halloween and he's pointing at girls and telling them to come over and they're making out with him. And my friend goes, where did he get this firefighter hat? He thought that was the answer.
you thought I had like I stumbled across the best like half-ass costume. that
It's so
worked out
funny,
for
like
me.
it's that he thought that was the answer, like a hat. Like it's this one time I remember like Amir got a haircut and thought he was
Last
like
week.
much better looking now. He thought like he was just like his hair was like he could get a haircut if he wanted. His hair wasn't like ridiculous or anything. He always gets like a haircut like every 3 weeks anyways. But then he got the haircut and he thought like the fresher the haircut, the more bitches he can get by default. Like girls are out there and be like, you see how fresh this guy's haircut is? Do you see how
clean
freshly
that neck is?
Yeah, look how clean that neck is. You see how freshly like coiffed it is? And I remember like he got like it was back in the day. He was like texting some girl or whatever. And I was like, oh, you should look at me. He's like, what? She's not going to want to suck my dick. I need a haircut. And I was like, it's not the deciding factor, buddy. Your haircut isn't going to like, that's not going to lock you down the BJ. Like that's
think I
never
could
going to
get-
be the make or break.
Do you think I could ever get that skill back in my life, or it's too old and too washed now? That's gone. That's only like a 20-year-old skill. You
You
have.
definitely
No,
don't want
this is how the world's changed.
You don't want
You
to.
can do it, but it's still, that girl's still 20. You're you and the girl's still 20.
You don't want to go to the gym and have a wife and kid at home. Go to the gym and have like hot girls want to fuck you.
That'd be
Like
bad.
it's not a
It's
thing you
inconvenient.
You
want.
said like becoming an ogre is like a defense mechanism. I had to remove that part of my life out of here so I could become a family man, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
So I'm not tempted. I'm not tempted by anything.
So you're not tempted to touch.
Let's take it back to Amir for a second, because
You love it, eh? See, guys,
No.
Chef Atari posts some crazy shit on Instagram sometimes, and I
Fuck,
send
he
it to
does.
Donnie Duckets, and he's like, oh, fuck.
it
Donnie
is a lot of
Duckets
it.
and Chef Atari have known each other as long as I've known Chef Atari. Donnie Duckets has known Chef Atari. I knew Donnie Duckets for like 10 years before that, but Donnie and Chef Atari could not be more opposite in so many ways.
Yeah.
So
we
many
are.
ways.
Like, it's not that we're not friends. We're friends. We're friendly, but we don't have much to offer each other.
Yeah, you guys aren't like he's like a firearms guy. You're like a knives guy.
He's an inside guy. I'm an outside guy. He's a movie guy. I'm a book guy.
He's a process
fast
guy.
food guy.
He's
I'm
a
a
process
fucking
guy,
salad guy. Yeah. He's straight. I'm gay. Where am I going with this? Yes, haircuts. So it's funny because, like, I'm a guy too that when I need a fucking haircut, I don't have a good management of my hair being too long. So when my hair is too long, it's just I look like I'm in grade 3. Like, I look insane.
We see right now, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
You ever
So-
try pushing your hair like a different way? You've always been a strictly back kind of guy.
Yeah.
You never thought about like
I did when I was a kid. I had like a Hitler side part.
You
All
know,
that
Chef,
to say,
Chef Atari was right, by the way. If you might be onto something, because back then I had hair. So
well, that's what I'm saying is that
could have
with-
hair
we
now.
don't have this experience with girls. Because if a girl needs a haircut, you don't get there and you're like, oh, she needs a haircut. What? It's a little bit longer or whatever. But with guys, it's like you don't need a haircut as much as you need a hair shaping or management. And it's just funny. It must be fucking weird for a girl to see a guy. I've never looked at a girl and been like, wow, she's so hot. She just needs a haircut. And I feel like a girl could look at a guy and be like, handsome guy. He really needs a haircut. But
You've never
Amir's
looked
wrong
at a
because she'll
girl-
still blow you.
you've never looked at a girl and been like, nah, that hair ain't it. I've
The
seen bangs
hairstyle.
before. I've seen bangs.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Or the
honestly,
Karen
like
cut.
if you pull off short hair, I'm very into it.
Yeah. When short hair is done well, I was just talking about, it's funny because you and I have spoken about this in the past, Harley, and another friend of ours brought it up recently, how he's like super into this girl with very short hair. And I was like, yeah, me and Harley actually were on that years ago.
Years ago, we were.
When short hair is good, it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like for the most part, it's good. Like it is, just for me, it's kind of like you'd have to really make a bad call doing it. You know
Do you
what I
remember
mean?
this
like
detail?
it's good for you because you think you're fucking a dude.
Maybe that's it.
besides the obvious benefits.
That's not what it was, but maybe that's it. But no. But yeah, who knows? I don't think
Do you
so.
remember this? Do you remember this detail? Short hair is best when paired with the girl having a big nose.
No.
Do you remember we talked about that? No.
No, but I have such a funny picture in my head of a person. I always found it interesting when like a girl would have like a huge nose or like a pointy nose or something, and then and I've seen this just a few times. You're like, what super specific situation? They'll get like huge fake tits, and then they'll
Okay.
start to look into the nose job as like the next procedure. And I feel like if you're going to do your nose, like I feel like lead with the nose.
Yeah, and
Do
then
your
get the tits to suit the nose.
Yeah, yeah. We are in an interesting time. Like we grew up where, you know, some procedures had like resulted in bolted on breasts, like rock
Wow.
solid bolted on breasts.
Yeah.
And it seems like that's not it anymore. And now it's like these BBLs and like asses feel so drastically different already that like a BBL doesn't feel as different from asses as breast implants feel from natural breasts.
Right. Yeah. The delta is smaller.
Yeah, like some girls, they got like a big booty, and if you were to like grab it, hold it, lift it, it feels like it's just like a heavy mass. Like it's just like a heavy ass. It's right there. It's a heavy booty. And like a BBL is the same. It's just like a weight, and like the ass skin, it's not like the same as tit skin. Tit skin's very clearly, you're like, oh, these are two pouches and there's something in here.
Yeah.
There's something in here with your tits. But like the BBL is just like, oh, it's just more
because
ass,
one is
of.
natural,
Is
right?
Yeah, one they're just transferring fat, and one is an actual silicone.
Even the fat transfer of like those breast implants that are the super expensive teardrop fat transfer ones. I feel like the procedure isn't as like subtle to the touch as a BBL, and I'm not even fans of BBL, by the way. I'm not even a fan of BBL. I'm not even like that. That's how it should be. Are
you saying all this just to let us know that you got your body done in Dominican Republic recently?
How that would be the craziest swerve. And guys,
Like-
Lynch has been pushing this on me for a minute that I go and get mad surgery, like just for jokes.
All for the
And
content.
I have Invisalign in, but I did want to get Steve Harvey veneers. So it'd be like
dope.
huge white teeth. And then we spoke about it, getting like my like muscles contoured like aesthetically by a surgeon, going
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
getting like a mad low hairline.
pull the
in
hairline
Turkey?
down, maybe shave the brow down.
Yeah, like I get like
boss chin.
I get like a Drake hairline.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I
Dude,
gotta
that's
do
funny.
something with my chin, make it like come out like a powerful chin injections, right? You know someone who does that? Who's done
I just
that?
I know someone who's like think he's gonna make it rich. He's like, when I make it rich, the first thing he's gonna spend money on is to get a better chin. He's like, my dad had a very strong chin. He's like, I got the weakest chin ever, and he does have a very weak chin, and it just makes me laugh every time. Just imagine he's like, oh, I'm gonna make millions on my investment. First thing I'm gonna do, get a new chin, make it look a lot stronger.
That's so
I'm like-
funny.
and I look at him like, you know what? Your chin's pretty fucking weak. I'm not gonna lie.
We knew a guy that had like a really weak chin and finally got a surgery, and he didn't have a really weak chin anymore. He had a really weak chin. It was like a full step up from really weak, and
Okay.
it became really weak. And it was great. Good results for him. Now you have a really weak chin instead of a really weak chin. And let's be honest, women, if you have a really weak chin or a really weak chin, that's not making or breaking the woman that you're getting. That's not going to be the deciding factor. Once you have a weak chin, you're all weak chin until mutated chin. You're all the same.
So
We see those differences.
talking about chins, I want to tell you, talking about chins, I just read this article that came out.
Pull that up, Jen.
Nepo babies, and they had the most savage line in there. It's the most savage line. It was honestly uncalled for. I thought it was really mean spirited, but they're talking about Nepo babies and like looking like your famous parents, and just shots fired at Bruce Willis and Demi Moore's daughters, being like, they're all good until they got Bruce's chin. Oh my god.
Oh.
That's so fucking mean.
So can I just boomer this up for a minute? Because I kind of heard some rumblings of all this Nepo baby stuff. And is it about looks, or was it about privilege of jobs and stuff?
it's about privilege of jobs, but just also the interest factor if you have famous parents, because there's like famous parents, right, who are actors, and you looking like those famous parents being the sort of interesting part about it, which it is. It's like seeing twins almost, right? Like if you look identical to someone, that's just like fascinating to some degree for people. But also it's the idea that the opportunities afforded to people who are either actresses or whatever, models, whatever they may be, or like in the business of making movies or other things and being promoted to do jobs, and just sort of that whole level of nepotism. And I actually was interested in this topic because I'd read an article a while ago about just how many famous people's children are actors or in things that I watch that I may not have known or I'm not paying attention to necessarily. And I was like, oh shit, like Are they really? Is that just?
Are they the best person for the job, or did they get it because of? And it's funny because I was just having
they're
this
my
discussion.
cousin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
I just had this discussion with my girlfriend yesterday. A little bit. I had this discussion with my girlfriend yesterday, and I was saying that it's funny, these nepotism hires are the type of thing that would offend is not the right word, but anybody that hears that, nobody likes that, you know? Nobody thinks that that's a good thing, that someone gets the job solely because they're so-and-so's daughter or nephew or whatever. But it's also the type of thing that, regardless of who you are and how you think, if you're in that position, you're going to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
You would give that job. You would give that job.
No,
to your
some
child,
cultures
and
do
you would
that.
Take that job.
Some cultures do that more than others.
Yeah.
Like some cultures, like I've noticed in my experience, like Judaism, Jews do that.
Judaism
do it,
yeah.
And
Judaism
then if it's not
sure.
like, Jews will do it for other Jews, even if they're not family. I've noticed Italians do that too. In my experience, all I'm saying is just in my experience. You know, like I knew Italians also, like some cultures keep it in the family. They're very family oriented.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's like what's it called? Never been a scenario like where you're like, oh yeah, they got it solely because or whatever, you know? Two things came to mind where I was like, actually, I think this, it did make sense. One was to play Ice Cube. Ice Cube's son played Ice Cube. And I'm pretty sure Ice Cube was like somewhat of a producer on the movie. Makes total sense. 100%. Yeah. I don't even if he's shit, cool. And the other one is, I'm pretty sure Young Dirty Bastard performs with Wu-Tang Clan sometimes and does his dad's verses.
He does.
That's also, I'm like, yeah, even if you suck at it, the homage and the legacy of you carrying it makes sense. But yeah, if you've been like someone working at a company for 25 years and fucking Chaz gets the job over you, because he's that, I feel like I'm describing like a 2003 movie, and he gets the job over you.
I'm just laughing because I'm like, what did Bono? Anyways,
no, you know they had a funny like example here that I didn't even know, but just like made me laugh. Also, it goes, they said that there was an article written about a short film called The Right Way, and it was directed by Steven Spielberg's daughter, starring Sean Penn's son, and written by Stephen King's son. I'm like, damn, that's quite the trifecta to just pull
that's
together.
Like the kid. That's the
film.
Kids table. The kids table from Thanksgiving just produced a movie.
Yeah. What I find, they took a couple other funny shots. Like they were taking shots at like David Beckham's son, who like wanted to become a chef. Remember that whole story where he's like, I'm gonna be a chef.
No.
And like people are like, nah. Like he just decides he had like a photography book. And then like everyone's just like, this guy starts hobbies and thinks they're careers, and people just get so mad about it. They're so mad. And the truth is, like, the guy's got 17 million followers on fucking social media, so he can do whatever he wants, I guess, at this point.
In my mind's eye, David Beckham's son is a toddler.
Unfortunately, fortunately for him, he's not. He's married and I guess famous for being.
The guy's 23 years old.
Yeah.
It's almost my girlfriend's age.
And he's married. What are you doing?
I'm playing soccer.
I think about that, like the students that I taught when I was a teacher and they were in high school. Like I see them on Facebook. They're like 31 and they have a 6-year-old. And I'm like, life never stopped. That was the craziest thing.
I wish I had kids when I was in my mid-20s.
Why? So you could be chilling right now instead of fucking losing sleep?
No, I think what we've lost over time, and I'm a big believer in this, is my parents had me and when they were in their 30s, right? And I'm gonna get a little like crazy on this, but I have always considered the idea that my parents are a bit older. They're not like old parents, but my parents are in their 60s. And
ew.
To me, part of the point of life is to like share with your family, like for my parents to be able to experience my children's lives as much as possible until, it's all over for them. And those 7 years make a big difference. Those 10 years, like these are, like when they're younger, they have more of an opportunity to do things with them. It's a lot harder when you're in your 70s and 80s. I know those aren't not like it used to be, but it's definitely something that I've thought about a lot over like the grand scheme of my life. And I would have had kids younger. I think that's a smarter move for me personally. But unfortunately it work out that way.
But it's not even about working out that way. It's that you were younger and you had the opportunity to have kids, but you didn't. So
no.
You wouldn't be living it. You wouldn't have been living.
You
in
now
Yorkville,
looks
bro.
at you then, and you're like,
hold on. Yeah, I'd be rich right now with my family channel. No, no, I did. It's more of a conversation with your partner. Like just because I'm ready doesn't mean my partner's
okay.
ready.
Well, get her on the mic, please. I want to find out what the fuck she was waiting for.
She was waiting.
What do you mean? She's waiting for her husband to grow up. Fuck you. Think
She's like, I'm not having kids.
25-year-old boy. You should have.
I'm not having kids with some man that has hair on his head.
Yeah, this guy's out here playing Little Big Planet 3.
Yeah,
smoking.
Yeah, it's
much
true.
weed.
I'm like, where
chocolate
were
and
you?
a vanilla milkshake.
No.
Yeah. Here I am thinking, where were you? And then I'm like, oh yeah, you were with me getting high and ordering subs at 2 p.m.
Just to keep everyone on their toes. Sometimes we talk food the entire time, and sometimes we talk about Nepo babies.
Sometimes we talk about tits.
I did,
and toilets.
The difference between BBL and tits. We're keeping you on your toes for sure, but I did want to talk to you about this one thing because it was interesting and gross at the same time, and I'm curious if you would do this. So there's this Christmas thing that goes down, or holiday thing goes down in Wisconsin, I think, where people make tiger meat sandwiches. I've never heard of this in my life. First time ever. Tiger meat sandwich.
Not actual tiger
Cannibal
meat.
sandwich.
It's not
No.
actual tiger meat.
It's a holiday tradition where it's essentially it's an appetizer of raw, lean ground beef on rye cocktail bread with sliced onions, salt, and pepper. And I saw this and I said, how and why? This feels like a thing from 1923 that should not be happening in 2022 or 2023.
This is like a wartime thing.
I've had a beef tartare before. Obviously, they're not consuming the level grade of beef to make a beef tartare, and I wouldn't go to my buddy's house on Christmas and eat his raw beef, but I've had beef tartare.
Yeah.
And I've always been a huge believer, because what this sandwich is, guys, is it's raw ground beef on bread with sliced onion, salt, and pepper. Now, I watched this one episode of Freaky Eaters, and a guy loved raw meat, and he would go and he would buy raw beef, raw steaks, put some salt on it, and he would eat it. And visually, uncooked meat to me has always looked so delicious. Seeing like a butcher steaks, like seeing like meat is appetizing, uncooked.
Yeah. Like
and
seasoned raw meat looks good.
Or even just like sometimes, like I see raw meat. Like I see that when I go to the steaks at the supermarket and I see them all there, uncooked, it looks delicious there. I would like love to bite and eat one if I could physically do that. We don't have the ability. But when I watched that Freaky Eaters and I saw the guy eating the ground beef with like salt and pepper on it, I was like, it looks fucking fire. It looks like a great snack. I know the texture might be weird and I know I can't do it, but visually, uncooked meat makes me salivate. Even looking at the picture here of this bread with the beef on it and the onions, like my mouth is getting watery. I don't think this is that crazy. I just think people are going about it wrong.
You want a cherry blossom?
Because there's no way that this is the right beef to like eat like tartare.
No, you just go to the store.
No,
you just buy it.
That's the first place my head went to. Is like, okay, I've had beef tartare. It's usually a very small portion. It's usually kind of like an appetite. You know, you don't have a beef tartare the size of your fist. It's usually, you know, it comes with some little baby seafood spoon or whatever, and you have a few bites of it. And I think it's usually kind of a Kobe beef situation. This is some Joe Exotic. They probably call it tiger meat because it's what Joe Exotic fed the tigers. Fuck. It's like that Walmart.
No, this is a tradition.
It's that expired Walmart fucking.
This is a tradition from a past
beef.
time that is still around somehow. I guess it's
Back
tied
before
to-
factory
If
farming,
anyone
probably.
if anyone from
Yes.
Wisconsin, if anyone from Wisconsin's listening and they heard you say like it's because Joe Exotic, I'm sure they want to fucking slap you up for that.
Dude, here's what you do. You take your tiger meat sandwich and you drown that bitch in ketchup. Just drown it. No.
Listen,
sorry,
It might be
Wisconsin.
the only way
Wisconsin-
palatable for me personally.
I've had beef
Wisconsin, I
tartare
like cheese.
with uncooked egg on it. It had like they cracked an egg on top of it, the egg yolk, and it was
Double
sick.
it down.
And I absolutely would have put ketchup on that. I'm sure the restaurant would have been offended, but that's
Yeah.
like fire to me.
You doubled down on E. coli there. Raw beef with a raw egg on top.
Yeah.
You're like,
Opposite
just in
feeling.
case there's no pathogens in the meat, here's an egg.
The worst part is I think I spent like $39 on it.
Yeah.
Oh, I believe you did.
Yeah. See,
I
I
believe you
have
did.
the opposite feeling when I see this.
But,
I look
but
at
hold
this
on,
and-
sorry. You want to spend $39 on that. You do not want a deal on your beef tartare. You don't
No,
want
exactly.
it. You don't want it on special. Sorry.
I don't want it in Wisconsin at someone's home.
You don't buy your parachute on Boxing Day.
Yeah, it's
There you go.
It's interesting because I can look at raw fish and I'm fine with it, and I'll just eat it, no problem. Raw meat to me is just instant. No, thank you. Like I don't
Really?
go to the store and think yes. My mouth doesn't start salivating until
You
it
don't
starts
like
cooking.
picking out an uncooked steak at all, even?
I do. I like picking out because I know I'm going to cook it and eat it later. That's what makes me excited about it. Not the look of the raw aspect of it. Doesn't seem appetizing to me in any way. I find that disgusting, frankly. But I guess
Here's a thing. Do you guys, when you look at a steak, you're going to buy a steak, do you look for something that's like nice and marbled, or are you more of like a lean filet mignon kind of person?
I'm absolutely not filet mignon type of
a
person at
ribeye,
all.
New York strip.
Yeah, Lynch gets New York strip, the fool.
If I'm at a restaurant, I get a New York strip, and if I'm at home, I get a ribeye.
Yeah, I do ribeye, and I've been at restaurants where Lynch gets the New York strip, and it's just like we don't know why he's doing that. And New York
Why
strip
you
is
beefing on
fire.
the New York strip. What's
It's
your
fire.
issue?
I love it. I love New York strip. Just if there's a ribeye,
What I don't like about a ribeye or even like a T-bone or something is they're going to put the weight of that steak on the menu. You know, they're like, oh, we have a 10-ounce ribeye. And I'm like, yeah, 10 ounces with the bone. Y'all, it's like buying weed with stems and seeds in it. Like, I want pure fucking meat.
yeah, but that's why the filet mignon is expensive for what you get with it.
Yeah,
Like it still balances out. Like you pay more for a filet mignon per.
you do.
I actually rank steakhouse dinners as number one for me. If
I
I'm
don't
going
like
to a
eating
restaurant.
steak at a restaurant. 'cause
Top
I just-
number one. If we're going out for dinner,
Same.
blanket. I can go anywhere I want. Take me to a steakhouse. That's where I want.
Yeah,
to go.
like I like
That's what I
if
need.
it's a good steakhouse, like right off the bat, the bread's gonna be fire. You're
Yeah.
gonna get a
But
good
you got to be
salad.
careful with
Potato.
that bread, though. You know,
the
you gotta be
potato
careful
is
with
going to
that.
be fire.
The sides.
You got to be careful with the bread because the bread it can eat into how much because you know you're going to order a lot. Like we've
Oh yeah,
covered
yeah,
this.
for sure. Like I share my steak usually if I'm with someone
Mhm.
because I really enjoy sides at steakhouses. And I would say, Donnie, even if you don't like steak like at a restaurant, it's the sides that really escalate it to the next level.
If you had to pick your sides at the steakhouse, like I have a clear number one for me, guaranteed have to go cream corn. Got to be cream corn. If you have cream corn, automatic has
That's
to.
so funny. Like my
Why?
first shot, which is interesting. Like my choice
Mhm.
is I want a potato, a mashed or some variant of potato, and its main competition is a variant or form of a pasta, in the sense that like I will have like I'd be down with
Mac
like a
and cheese.
lobster gnocchi, or like a mac and cheese, or versus like a king crab mashed potato, or like an all dressed baked potato. And this is the
All-dressed baked
four-way
potato
debate
is-
here. This is the
Yeah.
four-way debate that I'm having at that moment.
So cream
Cream
doesn't
corn?
even crack. No, it's not even thought about.
If someone's at the table and they're like cream corn, I'm like, absolutely. Glad you said it, not me. I'm so happy it's
Yeah.
going to be here. I'm happy
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
But talk about a bullshit vegetable with a ton of hidden calories. Cream corn would probably top the.
Fire. So
Just
good.
cereal,
Yeah. Oh, it's
calorie
good.
cereal.
It's good. I get.
It's
like
actually a
Harley, I
dressing. To
probably
be honest
wouldn't
with you, you
think.
can just put it on your steak and eat it together.
It is. I would
Goes
be putting
together.
it. I would be eating it with everything. I actually love the way cream corn tastes.
I like eating everything with everything. You know what I mean? Like, some people are very purist with steak. Steak, especially, is like you're not allowed to touch it. You're not allowed to put steak sauce. You're not allowed to put salt. And I'm
I
not
bet
saying
you
I
asked
do.
for ketchup at the steakhouse.
Absolutely not. If it's
Okay.
if it's look steak, I like steak spice on it. Maybe a little bit of
I like
butter.
ketchup and HP sauce together with my steak. Even if it's the best steak ever, I still listen. I'm a fucking South Bouse. You only want a little bit of South.
Maybe next day for me. If
When I
I'm
was
like
a kid,
Salt
though,
Bae now. I'm like I'm the South Bouse bacon strips.
the salt.
Give me
why
the
don't you
World
have
Cup.
a bit like that? Like, why don't you like I don't know, like shoot sauce out of your nostril or something as like your bit or something?
I don't know if
Salt
that's a
Bae.
good bit.
You don't think that's good?
I don't know if
think
that's a good
it's-
bit.
You don't think it's gonna go viral? No.
No.
Okay.
Did you put sauce in your arm?
I was just whipping up some ideas. I don't know, just quick.
We'll workshop.
Yeah.
We'll workshop for sure.
Yeah, this is just a brainstorm. Just a brainstorm. You don't like that? Maybe you
No.
get sauce really cold and you scratch it with your fingernails and then you sprinkle it on top of people's
Ugh.
food.
Better
Ugh.
than shooting sauce out of my nose. Actually, seems like
What
much
about,
like,
like,
seems
boss?
like,
What's the
most
it seems
boss
like
way
10
to-
times more thought out because you thought
What you
about
got
it.
to
for
do
like
is
10
you got to
seconds.
lay sauce flat in a pan and cook it till it's like glass. And then you smash your face through it and be like,
I'm not doing
always
any of
wanted to
this.
make
I'm
the
just gonna
all
put
sauce
fucking
meal.
HP and ketchup on my steak sometimes. That's all I was saying.
I put ketchup on my steak when I was a kid, but
No, I always knew it
that's
tasted.
allowed.
I always knew it tasted off. They didn't.
yeah.
They just don't go well together. Like ketchup
Well, I
and like
also-
steak spices don't vibe.
I also used to take my steak well done when I was a kid.
Yeah, but that's because there was a scare where our parents
Yeah.
scared us. Our parents thought that beef was poison, so they thought that steaks under well done can get you
Where
sick.
you live.
My mom
Yeah.
still literally gets well done steaks because she doesn't want to get sick.
Yeah.
She
I
sees
remember
any
that.
red in a steak
Blue
and she's
steak?
like, "It's red."
I remember watching like a Dateline thing on some fucking Boy Scouts that were making hamburgers in the woods, and a couple of them ended up in the hospital for months from E. coli.
You never get clowned more if you go somewhere and you're with a bunch of people who are from, I don't know, Alberta, and you order a medium or a medium plus. Forget it. Well is like
That's
not
well
if you
done.
order a well done steak, people are literally laughing. You might have to leave the
Well
restaurant.
done steak, the person who was going to pay for it is
It's
like,
like, no.
I'm not paying for that.
That's on you. You got to
Yeah.
handle that. But if
Yeah.
you order a medium, like I get clowned from some people. I've ordered like a medium plus, and like, oh wow, this guy, you scared of a little blood? I was like,
Medium plus. Is that
Medium
like,
well, I think.
yeah.
No, it's between medium well and medium. There's another layer.
Just giving a lot of credit
Medium
to whoever's
plus.
cooking the steak to be able to get
Yeah.
in that
Medium
perfect
plus is how I
milieu.
describe my dick size.
Me too.
No, definitely a medium rare is probably the way to go.
Medium rare is what it looks like when I'm done with it, you know?
When he said that you're the sauce boss, I was always trying to figure out how we can make an all sauce meal. We never managed to pull this one off, but like just an all sauce.
You could do like a
Extravaganza.
fried bechamel croqueta kind of thing. Huh?
Like a sauce burger? Like how do we do that? How do we make that?
Sauce burger.
Impossible.
You ever make a drink? Has there ever been an epic meal that was a drink?
Yeah. I think we did a big boba tea.
Oh, I remember that.
We did a giant glass of milk for Santa.
It's funny. My
Big cookies?
YouTube lately has been like, you like epic meal time, huh?
You're like, no, I'm watching me. I like me.
I'm watching
I've
the
been-
Shadow Man
forget
at
it.
work.
No, I've been watching vlogs from 2016.
Oh my God, some of these old vlogs fucking kill me. Just what we look like and what we're saying and doing and where we are. And
Actually,
I
your
laugh at,
thumbnails are
like-
the ones that get me the most. I see your thumbnails sometimes. I'm like, what's going on in this vlog? This is interesting.
it's
I
like
laugh
a mirror
at
in
how
the back of a
serious
car
you
being
are.
like, it's a police force that only arrests people on
Yeah,
the
that's a
phone and
10
they're
out-
allowed to have AK-47s.
Yeah.
That didn't get enough love. That might be one of the best bits ever from that year.
I think it
Yeah,
got
it
too
really
much
is.
love. Phone police
Spin the
still is a
wheel.
conversation in circulation.
It's still
Spin the
still out
wheel.
there. People are still hoping the phone police.
Oh
show
yeah,
up.
spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Oh my god.
Spinning the wheel was so weird. So guys listening, spin the wheel is like this thing at the corner stores here is like you could gamble, buy gambling tickets, lottery tickets, whatever. But they had this thing that's like spin the wheel where it's just a wheel and you spend like $1 to $6 to spin the wheel and you get varying prizes. But what's strange is if there's one person working, they also man the lottery thing. So if there's 5 people behind you, each buying milk or bags of chips or whatever, and you come up and you want to spin the wheel,
Everyone
they're
has
going to
wait.
go and they're going to spin the wheel. And now you're basically playing the cash like a slot machine because you could be like, spin the wheel again. The only thing that would stop you is if the kid that worked there was like, can I serve the customers? Which he probably won't do. I've never seen him do it. Or you just start to feel really bad. So I spun the wheel once and I kept spinning and there was like 4 people behind me and I kind of wanted to see. No one said anything. They all really enjoyed watching the wheel get spun.
Yeah. The whole
They all
store is
were they're watching
captive.
someone gambling now, holding milk, watching someone gambling. Anyways, I pulled off a couple W's. I paid for everyone's stuff that was waiting in line. It was a success.
That's a
Did
good
that with a
Twitch
mirror.
stream.
I don't
Just hang out
gamble
the
at all
grocery
though.
store?
What?
You just hang out at the grocery store with the Twitch stream, doing spin the wheel nonstop.
I did. I did do that.
You were live?
Yeah, I was live.
No.
Did
Were
you just say
Yeah,
that and
I
I
went
missed
live.
that whole thing?
No, I didn't
Went
say
on
that
there.
part. I've
Okay,
gone
I
and
was
spun
like-
the wheel live on Twitch, and I've gone and spun the wheel in a vlog. And people ask about it all the time. They're always like, when are you gonna spin the wheel again? But now it's been like
Interesting.
5 years, but
You're over it.
I'm over it. And you know what else I'm over? And this is probably the line where I'm going to draw it because I don't like getting fucking played. I'm not stupid, you dumbasses. You guys know I've been talking about the food drip every single time, like McDonald's drip and all that. Hefty made a snack scarf. And I see this snack scarf. They got a little ad for it here. And it's a scarf with like a Ziploc bag in it, basically, so that you could bring snacks
Sold out, by the way.
with you. No, it's not.
Yeah.
And this is no, it's not. Okay. And this is where
Oh,
I'm
you
drawing
think
the
they pulled
fucking
a
line.
Trump, you
This is
think
where
they
I'm
pulled a
drawing the
Trump
fucking
NFT
line.
Scam?
They basically have a scarf here, and even in the picture looks so half-assed and bunk and bullshit. It's just a Ziploc bag sewn into a scarf. Like, bro, sorry, your Ziploc bag isn't that hype that it gets to be a part of my clothing forever. If you want to make a special scarf pocket, that's cool. But to just have a Ziploc bag in the scarf isn't going to cut it. This product looks fake. And when you click on it, it says, we're sold out. For more information on how to help keep your party leftovers fresh, visit our website. Like, bitch, you never had the fucking scarf. Don't say sold out. If you were a YouTuber and people gave a shit, they'd fucking, the commentary channels would eat your ass up. You lied. There was never a scarf. I bet you. And I'm looking at the picture. It's just a Ziploc bag on a scarf. Like,
Well, it's,
That's nowhere
it's a
near the
scarf
Hot
with a
Pockets.
pocket.
that's nowhere near the Hot Pockets heated pocket cargo shorts.
This is just a scarf with a pocket, and you put your own Ziploc bag in there.
That's even uglier.
Yeah.
Well, it was only, I mean, to be fair, it only cost sub $3. So at least it's cheap for a scarf.
That's worse also. They're
You
bringing
want
down the
you
whole
want like a
They're
high
bringing
end
down the
one.
whole food drip market. Yeah, I want that fucking expensive ass IKEA plastic bucket hat. That McDonald's sweatsuit will run you like $250.
Hey, I actually
Hey.
have a surprise for you guys soon.
Fast food, designer clothes.
Oh shit! Little foreshadowing. I saw somebody at IKEA. I was at IKEA not long ago, and I saw somebody going through because all those bags are at the front. Those bags that they made the bucket
Yeah.
hat out of.
The tarp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I saw someone going through them, and I looked at it was a girl, a younger girl, and I looked at her and I was just kind of like, I know what you're doing. Because she was looking at the bags, and then she went over to another stack of the bags, and she kept going from stack to stack to stack of the bags, but not taking any of them. I was like, bitch, you're looking for that bucket hat, ain't you?
Why, they sell them there like that?
They don't. But I have a feeling that she caught wind of this bucket hat, and then she was like, went to IKEA to try to find it.
She thought they just left them loose like
She thought that
it's
they'd be
an
stacked
Easter
up by
egg,
the cash.
Easter egg hunt or something like that. Like you go
I
to
think
every
she
IKEA
thought they'd
and
be
start
stacked
searching
up by
through
the cash.
They should
Ready
have
to
them
buy.
there.
I have to say, so this scarf. Sorry, I want to get back to this. Just positioned as a you're at the holiday party, you're at a friend's house, you walk over, you see a nice cherry blossom, whatever you see, maybe some cookies. they're trying to say that, well, you got a scarf, you can stay warm, and also you can take some leftovers with you.
Cool, you
in
could
this
steal
scarf.
food from the party and hide it in your scarf pocket. You're wearing fucking pants. Thanks, guys. I have pockets. You know what I'm not doing? I'm not going over to the food table with a piece of clothing that drapes over the food.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lean over the sliders with my scarf tickling the top buns of all these burgers. No shot.
Get ketchup
I have
on
a
it.
better product than this. This is where Tupperware needs to get involved. Honestly, you get gloves with Tupperware on the gloves, like little Tupperwares on the top of your glove.
Do better.
So,
Explain better, because we're not with
you
you yet.
get a glove, okay? You put your glove on, but it's got like a little rectangular Tupperware attached
where we
to it on
lose
the
you.
top.
That's what we lose you.
Yeah,
Top
that's
of
why.
what? What is
On
the top
top
to you?
of
The
the
tip
glove.
of your finger, the back of your hand? the
No,
base
on
of
top of your
wrist?
glove.
We're on top
this
of
part
your glove.
hand right here,
Oh, the back of your hand.
back of your hand. You put your glove on, but you got a little Tupperware that fits like this your hand, and it might even go a bit longer extendo, and that's where you put your leftovers in there.
I hate.
How much leftover are you putting there? How big is the Tupperware?
I don't know how much leftover do you take when you go to your mom's house and your mom makes a brisket. You know, you could just put it on top
More
of your
than
glove.
fits in a
Definitely not
scarf.
enough to fit in a glove.
Yeah, more than
It's
fits
not
in a
in the
scarf
glove.
and
The
gloves.
glove exists just. to
I know,
warm
but
you up
then
at
I'm
that
gonna have
time.
this big box on the back of my glove that I'm gonna.
And forget that. You're gonna go put your Tupperware in the microwave, and there's a glove on it.
Even better, Tupperware T-shirt. Okay, you put a Tupperware jacket,
Worse.
Tupperware hat. You put like a
No.
hat on it. You got a nice Tupperware on top of
Tupperware
your head
backpack,
attached.
a giant backpack with.
Tupperware shoes.
No, a Tupperware like cock cage can work. That's
Oh,
like
you-
cute.
Keep talking.
That's cute and it's interesting. You put your cock in like a Tupperware, keeps it fresh until
and it's
you're
dishwasher safe.
You know,
until
I-
until your lady comes and your dominant lady comes and frees
Cracks
your
the
penis
seal.
from the Tupperware.
But where are you storing your food? How's your food get stored? Your food is your cock. Is that what you're trying to say?
No, there's no food involved here. Your food is actually in Tupperware. Just
Okay,
regular good
what about
Tupperware. No
you get-
glove, no scarf.
Aside from your dick.
Are they
No
making a new
pocket.
Iron Man? Are they making a new Iron Man? Because if they did, this is a great idea for them. They team up with Tupperware for the marketing, and they make an Iron Man like Tupperware shirt, and you can put your leftovers in your Iron Man shirt with Tupperware.
You could be like,
attached to it.
I'm getting my
instead of
iron.
his what do they call that thing in the middle of his chest? What is that?
Yeah.
That's the reactor.
His reactor.
nuclear
Yeah. Instead, it's your
reactor thingy.
food receptacle that you get to bring home with you. Your brisket receptacle. Anyway, I'm just spitballing. Just a few ideas.
Yeah. We'll workshop that. We'll let it marinate a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys could let us know in the comment section what you think about Tupperware gloves and all that. Thank you so much for listening to the Binge Eater podcast. Leave a comment, leave a like. If you're a real soldier and you watched it on YouTube, go check out one of the podcasts, throw a view on that. If you listen on the podcast, come over to the YouTube, check it out. I love doing this, so I want to keep doing it forever. You guys are awesome. Big Lynch on the ones and twos. Donnie Duckett's on the twos and ones.
Dessert.
Yes, sir. Binge Eater. Peace.